So Pat, I just got this really awesome pickup line. It's Mass Effect related.
Okay, I'm about to start the podcast, but
Okay, let me throw this out there first.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell me.
So I went to this guy, coffee shop, chino pants, good looking.
Chino pants, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I went up to him and I was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna pull your dick right now." And he's like,
How awkward was that?
Not as awkward as it could have been, but
at least you didn't say I'm gonna go down and reave you.
Yeah, I'm gonna reave that ass.
I'm gonna reave that. That would have been bad.
No, at least they didn't escort me out. They just asked me politely to leave.
But
you have Big B. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean it's Big B. I'm gonna start there.
All right, go.
Okay.
Be ready.
So, welcome back, guys, to... I don't really know what episode of this podcast is. Dylan, I'm trying to do an intro.
No, what is that? Do you see that?
Oh, shit. That can't be
no,
real.
No. Dude,
Fuck. A certain number of the StencilCast. I don't remember what number this is, partially because the Podbean site for the podcast I took down because I couldn't keep paying for it at the time because I had to pay for school and fun stuff. Anyway, I have Dylan Peters with me.
Hey guys.
And today we're going to be talking about, I know it's my favorite thing.
As well as mine.
As Dylan's favorite thing. Mass Effect. And
actually, I don't know if Mass Effect would be my favorite thing.
That's why I said my favorite thing. I didn't include you in that.
I'm thinking more about it, and I'm just thinking Harrison Ford.
Okay, mine's Mass Effect, and Dylan's is Harrison Ford. Our favorite things. I'm glad we got that settled.
No, but Mass Effect and Harrison Ford are tied. Let's just continue with this.
No, his is Harrison Ford.
Okay.
I want to start this podcast again, because this is the second time we're re-recording the intro. Mm-hmm. With the phone call made by Dylan Peters last night. I was taking back Earth, and I get this phone call. And when you called, the reason I didn't pick it up right away was because I was taking back Earth.
I figured, yeah.
And so, I picked it up, and Dylan's like, Pat. I was like, uh-oh. And first I thought Dylan was like in trouble or he did something bad.
It's funny because I never am.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, I did something bad, and I was like, oh, Dylan doing something bad. So you didn't flush? Like, what did you do? I killed my crew, and I was like, oh, how could you?
No, not my squad mates, the crew of the Mass Effect 2 Normandy.
I should have been specific.
Yeah.
So he had Kelly die, which, isn't that big of a deal. Unless you want your fish back. And
she fed my fish. We had a written agreement that she'd feed my fish. So
she signed the dotted line.
Yeah, and I got hugs. She gave me hugs.
He got hugs.
My fish fed. I almost got a dance.
And you almost got a dance. But it wouldn't have been worth it.
But nope, now she's liquid.
Now she's liquefied. And so is Ken and Gabby. The only two we actually care about.
Yeah, that's like the worst loss ever.
And I was kind of disappointed when you told me this.
Yeah, because I really like his Scottish accent. It's really cool.
I forgot to say why you missed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay.
Right.
So, for anyone who's played Mass Effect 2, you know that if you don't, after the collector's, spoiler alerts. This episode will be full of spoiler alerts. Usually catch me on that.
I do.
I was surprised. I was surprised that you didn't. Well, anyway, spoiler alerts. Right now, when the collectors attack in Mass Effect 2, the Normandy, the crew gets abducted besides Joker, because Joker, goes and unshackles Edie to vent the Normandy. And so he lives, and the crew gets taken, and then Shepard comes back with his whole squad. I don't know why he took everyone, which was the thing.
Gangbang.
Anyway, yep, on some weird planet.
Squad bang.
And, yep.
Bonding time.
Yep, bonding time.
It's a renegade option for people that don't know.
It's really a hard one to unlock. But, he comes back, and if you don't go to the through the Megafort relay right away, your crew dies. Dylan realized after Miranda said, let's do this, and he's like, no, we should wait. He decided to go and do the Shadow Broker DLC because he forgot to do it. But he didn't know until Patrick told him that it doesn't matter when you do it. And so he went and through the collector base, and his whole squad died. Yep. Well, not squad, crew.
My crew's dead.
Besides Dr. Chocolates.
Yeah. Dr. Chocolawama.
Chocwas.
Chocolama.
Chocwas.
For sure.
Chocwas. But, you also had Tally die.
Yep, so that's when I quit and decided to restart the mission. Because I'm not gonna go through the game and have Tally dead.
Did you do her loyalty mission?
Yeah, I did.
What happened in it?
Same thing that happened last time, actually. I used the Paragon option, but I didn't use her father's evidence because she didn't want.
Did she get exiled?
No.
Oh.
No, she wasn't exiled. So I do everybody's loyalty mission. I will.
Yeah.
Do it, and then Zaid's was a lot easier for me because I could do the renegade option that you needed to do to get his loyalty, and so because the first time I didn't do the renegade option, so he was like, "Goddamn Batarians!" And I was like, "Damn it, Shepard!" And I didn't get his loyalty. And
the thing about him, though, I was thinking about when I actually was doing his mission when I did this current run through. He's actually, like, a really impulsive, rash person. And if you think about it, going and killing this Blue Suns guy is, like, kind of not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But the reason why I did it was, one, I'd gain his loyalty, and two, he's the leader of the Blue Suns. You, like, you cut the head off the snake right there. Like, you're preventing future loss.
Yeah.
But in the moment,
Yeah, it's like sacrifice the few to save the many. It's that type of situation.
And I went on the wiki. If you choose the Paragon route, the guy dies anyway.
Really?
Yeah, he like flies off and like the thing blows up or something.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you can end up having to like kill Zaid, which I never can do because goddamn Batarians. I love Zaid.
I don't know, I thought the guy lived. If you did the Paragon option, I thought he got off the planet or something.
He dies. He like goes off and then he dies.
Oh.
Zaid just doesn't see it. That's what the wiki said. That's what the wiki said.
Alright.
And I've done it before, but it was a while ago.
Okay.
But, yeah. And then he gets trapped under the beam, I think, in the Paragon.
Okay.
One. And then you can choose to kill him by saying, like, he's a rash, impulsive person.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
And then, what exactly do you want to start talking about?
We could talk about that test we just took to see what race we are.
Oh, the test on this one was funny. Because I was looking through my previous, like, tweets or favorites, or maybe it was your previous favorites. I don't know. And I saw that I took, like, a personality test to see, excuse me. To see what character Mass Effect I would be, and I always get, like, 90% Shepard, and then, like, 67% Liara and Ashley, and I hate Ashley. But she's like a strong like sibling protector, which is why I kind of started liking her in this playthrough. But anyway, I was trying to find it, and then we found it. Then we found another quiz, which was...
It was
what
race
you are.
Yeah.
And I took this one that was better than the one Dylan took, because when I took it, you couldn't retake it for some reason. And I got the Asari. And then we found another one that was pretty decent, but not as good as the other one. And Dylan, you can tell them what you got.
Alright, I took it, and I got Hanar.
You got...
And in case you don't really remember what the Hanar is...
The big stupid jellyfish?
It's the big stupid jellyfish. And, more I think about it, I'm kind of happy I got Hanar, and not, like, Alcor or Batarian. Because I can't tell you how much...
I just think Batarians are misunderstood.
Yeah, let's talk about... Let's actually move to that right now, away from...
that you're Hanar.
let's talk about how disappointed we are that we didn't get like a Batarian squad mate or have like some sort of Batarian.
Yeah, that was my. Because I remember when the Mass Effect 3 was coming out and I went to the midnight release, I was in line just talking about stuff with people, like what they want in the third one.
Yeah.
And what I really wanted was a Batarian squad mate. Like, you guys have no idea how badly I wanted one. Like, I really, really wanted one. Just because, one, all you see of the Batarian side is that they're terrorists and that they glass planets and they hate everything.
It's basically how the average, like the conservative American sees. Like, I hate to tread this path, but like it's how a lot of Americans see
the Middle Easterns.
See Middle Easterns, and
we're not condoning that. We think that. We're just saying like, that's how they were seen, how Batarians were seen in this, and it kind of upset me because, you know, I'm pretty sure not all Batarians are like that. Especially
it'd make it more diverse if we had a Batarian squad mate that was good, that was with Shepard and was against the other Batarians, and it would be great. Yeah, I'm rambling. Go ahead.
No, that's why. There's this one Batarian in the Omega DLC called Bray, who's kind of like that. He's just like at the beginning, and then at the end. You still need to play that. I forgot you didn't. I'm sorry.
Then it's fine.
Did we mention there would be spoilers?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to get that out there.
Here's a post spoiler.
Yeah, here's a post spoiler. But I think the reason why I really wanted to see Batarian one was one because prior to playing 3, I read all the novels and all the comics that were available, and I also did something else that made me want to. I don't know, but I'm just smelling my dog right now, and it's kind of bugging me. Whatever.
His dog's not with him. The smell's on his blanket.
It's on my blanket, and the blanket's wrapped around my head. But they just like really fascinated me because all you see is like the terrorist side of them, and you don't see the people. Yeah, I guess
like, they even went a route with the Krogans that you don't see their brute force side. There was that one scientist on the planet.
Oh yeah, that one guy. I mean, he was kind of brutish because that's what the Krogan are.
Yeah, but still, you got to see a different side of the.
Yeah, and the same thing with the Geth. In the second one, because in the first one, you're enemies of the Geth. You learn to hate them and that they're just evil machines. And then you play the second one, and Legion comes around, and then you learn like who the Geth are. That the Geth that were evil were only like the heretics. They were only one part of the Geth consensus. And just I wish they would have just delved more into that. Maybe in Mass Effect 4, which is not being called Mass Effect 4, but it's still Mass Effect 4. And especially if you played multiplayer and you played as a Batarian who's fighting with all these other races against these forces, even if it's multiplayer, it's still like, hey, come on, I want something like this. I mean, that's what, like, going off on the other side topic, that's what I'm writing my fan fiction about, is not Batarians, but because I'm a super nerd when it comes to Mass Effect. Well, I'm a super nerd in general, but I'm like a diehard nerd, just for people who want to know, which are very few. My Mass Effect fan fiction is about, based on the multiplayer with, like, there's 4 squads, 4 different races. One was going to be a Batarian because I feel like no one's ever explored their history and race very well. But, I just... Oh, you haven't started 3 yet.
Not yet.
Okay, but we're going to talk about 3 because I just beat it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there. I'm just getting past the suicide mission.
But, I just finished 3, and Dylan and I were talking about this before we actually started recording. It's because Dylan came over, like, right when I was in the middle of the Citadel DLC, which we should talk about, too. But anyway, and then I started showing him clips I recorded because I'm going to put together a tribute for this playthrough, because, again, I'm a diehard fan, and it's what I do. And we were talking about, like, our favorite parts, and I actually was tweeting about it. I just remembered that I was tweeting about it. One of my favorite parts, I don't want to say it's my favorite, because I think when it comes to favorite parts of Mass Effect, they're all tied. But one of them is the run towards the beam.
Is
and especially with the extended cut, once that one beam hits and the cutscene starts where you say goodbye to your romantic interest if they're in your party, or if like I did it when I played on the PS3, I was a femshep and I had a romance trainer. I had Garrus in my squad, and he even did like because Garrus is your best friend in the game no matter what, even if you romance him or not. And he does the whole thing where he's like, "No, Shepard, I'm not going to leave you."
Yeah.
And you're like, "No, Garrus, you got to go." He's like, "You got to be kidding me." Like, I just love that because he's just he's like, "No, we're in this together. We got to do it." And I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like,
I think the reason why Garrus would have such a strong, like that type of emotion towards Shepard, like this reaction, is because he's been through all three missions, all three games. He went to the collector base with you. He chased Saren to Ilos with you, and he's done all this with Shepard. And
he wanted to finish this one because he's gone on the
this
suicide.
Is the last mission that he can, and he can't see it through with Shepard.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I really want to take Tali. I'm so sorry I was saying Tali. So many people
do that.
So many people say Tali, and it just rubs off on me. But I want to take Tali and Garrus with me because they've been through all three games with me, and see if there's like some sort of different dialogue.
That's what my first playthrough on the PC was I romanced Tali though, and I said goodbye to her, but Garrus was there.
Yeah,
and I think Tali's romance is just adorable because she expresses how like in love she is with you because she's this young Quarian woman, but it was still heartbreaking, especially when you said goodbye to her before you started that whole mission. But I was going to talk about something with the whole Garrus thing. Oh, another reason why I think he was upset because why he's so close to Shepard at the end, is because Shepard's kind of his teacher.
Yeah.
Because you can see it in the first one. He's this hot-headed, like he's still hot-headed.
Yeah.
But he's this hot-headed bloke in the first one, the CSEC officer, who's just like, all these scumbags are getting away, and I can't do shit about it because of all the red tape. And then Shepard, he goes along with Shepard, and Shepard, however you want to shape Garrus, is how he's shaped. Like, if you want him to be like just a brute, or like a, think before you shoot, or if you think something's bad, go and stop it, kind of thing. And he even mentions it in the second one in his loyalty mission that whatever dialogue choice you made in the first one carries over, and he mentions it like, "Oh, you said this about Dr. Hart, and now you're going back on it," and it proves that the past 2 years that you've been dead, Garrus has lived by that code. Like, he's made his own code. Like, his code is Shepard's words.
Yeah, so it makes me think that Garrus is one of the characters that you can change the most in the game.
Yeah.
Because you have the biggest influence on Garrus, and I think that's... personal opinion, I think that he's affected more from Shepard's things than any other character in the game.
Well, true. And then there's Caden or Ashley.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like it's more Caden.
You can actually, you can make Caden xenophobic.
Can you really?
Yeah, there's a dialogue option as Femshep that you can make him more xenophobic.
Really?
I didn't know that until like my recent playthrough.
Did you do it?
I didn't, no.
Okay, good.
Like, I myself would not be xenophobic. So
yeah, I wouldn't either.
I tried to shape the characters around my personality, and actually I shaped Shepard around my girlfriend. So. Speaking of.
But...
I want to make sure she got home, because I'm not sure if she got a ride from her mom or not.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Caden and Ashley.
Oh yeah, how they're shaped. Because, especially if you romanced him, and this is what really makes me mad is I really wish they would have followed through with Dude Shep being able to romance Caden in the first one. Yeah. But in the second one, if you romance him as a girl, and I guess you can like do the whole save editor thing where you can make your Dude Shepard a female, but he's really a dude. He just is able to have those romances with the Femshep romances. Anyway, Caden's all like, I thought I loved you. You're working with Cerberus, and he does all this and he's all pissed, and he feels betrayed, and he's hurt, and you think about it for like, especially after I read this one Caden Elenko fan fiction, Sentinel, by the way, that's what it's called. It's really good. I'm plugging whoever wrote that, but it talks about like, and it actually went like really in depth into like, I mean, it was a dude ship and Caden romance, but it's still the same. I'd feel for the femship.
Yeah.
Is he goes through so much. I mean, he grows it. He's one of those guys who just like, who's like me, who would grow attached to someone they love. Then that person's just like taken away. Yeah. And then they have to get over that for 2 years, and then they come back and they see him, and they're like, "You're with these terrorists now. Like, what are you doing? You didn't even bother to contact me, but Garrus is in your squad. Yeah, you contacted Garrus.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the first time I played Mass Effect, I was just like, because I didn't save Caden the first time, so my first playthrough was with Ashley, and I hated Ashley, and I was just like, wow, you're just being a bitch, like. But now that I'm older and I think about it, like, I understand. It's like the same thing with why people hate Skylar. I mean, if you put... This is going to Breaking Bad, but if you put yourself in Skylar's shoes, I mean, most people would do what she's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, like, when you think about it from the character's perspective, you can understand everything. Like, it's not just black and white. Yeah. Like, the character's being a bitch to your character. Yeah, it's not like that.
You gotta be open-minded about it.
Yeah. I think... Just put yourself in his shoes for a second. Like, there's this person that you've grown attached to and love, regardless of whether it's romantic or not. You still love Commander Shepard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say everybody does, but I'm just saying that Commander Shepard has that thing about him that I think Caden admired and respected male Shep.
The aura.
The aura. And then it's just like, he dies, and then, you get over his death for 2 years, and you're trying to move on. And then, just when you get used to living without them, they just come back.
Yeah, exactly.
And Commander Shepard's been alive for months by this time, and he hasn't contacted him at all.
Yeah, and that would just be awful. Because I feel like they're like what, like 30 some. I want to say early 30s, 30s, 32. So they've been around the block with women, and when they finally get together, it's the one. Yeah, like they're soulmates, I want to say. And then not being able, having to overcome like Ash's guilt of being Vermeer survivor, and having to go through that with Shepard, that one further cements their bond. And then it being ripped apart, and then thinking the past 2 years that he could have saved Shepard somehow, or he could have gotten Joker instead of Shepard, and blah, blah, blah. And then finally getting over it, and then, like, starting to, like, get back into that dating game, but not feeling it because you're still attached. Yeah. And then he just shows up and, like, it just would, like, bulldoze you in the face. Like, it breaks down everything you built up the past 2 years.
And then you're back to who you were 2 years ago.
And then they have to deal with it. Then he's... Then it kind of makes me understand in, like, the third one, like, in the first 14 hours, he's like, why are you working with Cerberus? Like,
are you a puppet?
Are you
elusive man?
Yeah. I mean, like, it would make sense, because those 14 hours, there's, like, how many month time gaps between the times he's passed.
2 years of things have been shattered. I can understand that it would take months to rebuild that, for Caden or Ashley's perspective. I feel like Ashley had less of an emotional... thing towards Shepard, but I feel like Ashley was like, I understand what you're doing, but I don't accept it, so I'm not going to join your squad. While Caden's like, no, stop.
Yeah, it's because Ashley's, I think, is this like strong,
battle-hardened
woman, and Caden's this guy that just like
Caden's more of a sensitive person than
he's private, super sensitive, and when he lets people in, it's very few people. And when he finds out that one of those few people he's let in has like stabbed him in the back.
It's just that feeling of betrayal.
Yeah.
Which is a recurring theme in Mass Effect, I've noticed.
Especially with women. You know, like in the Shadowbroker DLC, sorry.
Or just Spectres in general.
And, that too. And then Brooks in the Citadel DLC. And it's always a woman. It's always a woman.
Not to,
No, we are. We hate women. We hate women. We went pretty in depth into Caden's character right there.
So while we're on the subject of characters, who is your favorite Mass Effect character?
Why are you doing this to me?
I feel like the listeners need to know.
Well, I'm the host, so who's your favorite character?
I'm
pulling that card right now.
Redirected. So I was hoping you'd answer first because I need more time to think about it. But
I mean, I could answer it first.
I
will answer it first.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to start off from when I first started playing Mass Effect. I'm going to chart my favorite character right here. Because when I played Mass Effect, I play the Shepard, no matter Fem Shepard, Dude Shep. I play the Shepard how I am in my current life. Like how I would act and like what I would want and what I need. As I hardcore roleplay. Again, it's Mass Effect. Like, people you don't understand. And right now, and it's probably because we've built him into like this, into something more.
I know who it is now.
It is Caden. Like, and I hate how people call him a bitch because he only bitches once in the first game. Like, he's like, "Oh, I just have migraines."
Oh, it's not migraines, no problem. I can deal with it.
And people are like, "You're a bitch."
Yeah, like there are a lot of people in the world. Like my mom complains more about headaches than
I can complain more about headaches.
Yeah.
I just hate how people do that.
I mean, just imagine having migraines for how many years? Like 20?
Like
more than that. Like 30.
No, it's about that. Because he was like 14 or 15 when he was in brain camp.
Is that when he first got the implants? I thought he was exposed to the element 0 when he was a kid.
But that doesn't mean he got the implants right away. That means he had his biotic abilities.
Okay, alright.
The implants just enhance.
Yeah.
I feel like it was around 12 or 13. So 20 years. You're right.
Yeah.
And
so
he's dealt with it.
Migraines for 20 years. That would be terrible.
Kept it to himself. And people are just like, "You're a bitch." And another reason is because, one, he's not exactly like me, but he has a lot of... I relate to him a lot. Like, he's a super private person. He only lets few people into his life. And he likes to just enjoy quiet time. Like, as much as I like going places, I mean, some of my favorite things to do is just, like, sit and relax just at home. Like, I don't really relax. I always have to be doing something. But, I mean, that's what Caden does, too, as well. But a character who I'm most like is probably Miranda. Like, well, and according to the character result, Shepard. But they didn't have all the characters. They only had the first ones from the Mass Effect 1. So we'll never know. But I'm positive it's Miranda. But, I have to say Caden. What about you?
Alright. There are a couple characters
I thought your toes were carrots for a second. Like a bowl of carrots.
Oh, I just take a bite of my toes.
I don't know. I was about to be like, no.
But, to the character thing, there are quite a few characters that I could really say I like a lot. I mean, Caden, obviously, relatable, everything. I mean, he's first squad mate. He was the first character I really got in the depth related to, and in my full playthrough, I mean. But I like Joker too, and Thane.
Question real quick.
Yeah.
Because you started... Because Dylan got... Okay, just FYI, people don't know. When Dylan first played Mass Effect, it wasn't when the trilogy came out for the PS3. The trilogy
2.
pack, it was when 2 came out first.
Yeah, 2 only came out for...
So he wasn't able to... And you bought it used, right?
Right.
So he couldn't play the comic...
So I couldn't control decisions, but they said. But in the game, they were like, "So who did you save on Vermeer?" And I was like,
"If you choose that, does that actually go with it?" Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how they decide. Like if who'd you endorse, Anderson or? That's why they ask you that. But the comic goes more in depth.
I just always pick the ones I actually chose because I always play the proper run through.
Well, I'm assuming that if you've played it before, and then you select different ones, then they're like, "Oh, your memory sucks. It was someone else."
I've never done that before.
Yeah, like since I started on 2, then they asked me these questions, and then because I selected Caden first, and
my brother. You didn't choose Ashley?
No, I didn't choose Ashley. I selected Caden, and just because we had talked about it, and you're like, "I hate Ashley," so I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play with Ashley." And so I played with Caden, and so. I don't know. I don't want to say Caden too is my favorite character.
Caden if you want.
Well, I don't know.
Did I explain that we built?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because I think it was because. Was it before you started playing Mass Effect that I mentioned it? That you were like Caden?
Yeah, you had mentioned that I was kind of like Caden, so I was like, I'm going to save this guy because I don't want myself to die.
And you're like,
Caden.
Who's that?
And then I remember I had actually viewers. I had a faux hawk for a while.
Oh, that might have helped too.
And I was like, you had said I was like Vega, the tool.
Oh.
And we were doing a tool thing, but I'm probably gonna have to go with either Thane or Caden as my favorite.
Thane's badass.
Thane is badass, but
He comes with a lot of baggage. Though.
Yeah, that's one thing. Thane just seemed like a really realistic character. He lost it. He's this cool, calm, composed character who's dying, and I'd be scared shitless if I were dying or something like that too. But then he's like, when you really talk to him, get to know him, then he's like, there's people that killed my wife. I left my son, went and slaughtered them. I'm like, where's this coming from? Did he use a pen? He could kill people with a pen. And
that's I before you came over, I was going through the, how in the Citadel DLC, squad mates are like, hey, let's do some stuff together and stuff, and then Colette's like, I want a memorial service for my father.
Yeah.
And I forgot who described it. Oh, Shepard, actually, in his speech. He, the only one who's talking.
Joker said a few things, too.
Everyone who...
Joker, Samara.
It was everyone who's worked with him.
Okay, yeah.
Of your squad that was with Thane, with partners.
Yeah.
They're like... Yeah, he was trying to rebuild his life, and he... people normally don't do that, and he was trying to, he realized it. And then Tally also said something, since Drell have... Someone probably dropped something upstairs. Since Drell have near-perfect memories, they can recall... Tally said that Thane could recall every failure he did, and Tally mentions how that would, should be a mess that happened, and Thane always kept himself so controlled and cool and calm.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like conceited, patting myself on the back kind of thing, but I feel relatable to that sort of awesome memory thing. Although I can't remember a couple weeks before, but I can remember.
A Drell could.
A Drell definitely could, but for some reason I can remember every aspect of preschool and kindergarten, first grade. I can remember all of that.
To which you can't remember all of your life.
No, but no. Let me show you. I'm just kidding. No, for some reason I can go back and I memorize 386 Pokemon cries, 1 through 386.
Oh, really?
I've memorized all of them. I hear their cry, and then I know who it is. And I can remember.
Impressive.
Yeah, and I can remember that I had cubby number 25 in preschool, and I sat in the table C with seat number 26 next to Chris. And his name is Christopher Cousins. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
I sat next to him in preschool, and our nap time always started at roughly
All right. Okay, we're gonna change
9:55.
We're gonna change that. Okay, don't can remember shit. That's what we're trying to get at.
Things relatable.
I'm sorry to ruin your memory moment. I don't want people to be like, "What the fuck is this kid doing?" But
flashback.
What were we talking about before that? I forgot.
Favorite characters. I'm gonna say Caden.
Okay.
Long story short, Caden's my favorite character.
Caden, I just love Caden. I could see myself just chilling with Caden, drinking beer and eating steak.
Steak sandwiches.
He made steak and bacon for Shepard.
Yeah, that's that enough.
The beer the food of his people.
Yeah, plus he's Canadian. And that explains a lot.
Yeah. And
Eh? He actually said that in the Citadel DLC. He's like, nice life, eh?
And who's your favorite romance? Not on the topic of characters.
Okay, favorite romance. I've only romanced like 2 or 3 people. I haven't romanced a lot.
People, just FYI, Dylan's only played the trilogy.
I'm on my
Do you like how I get really close?
Yeah.
So you played it then a total of 3 times, right?
Yeah, right. 2 full playthroughs.
And then 1 was just
2 and 3.
2 and 3 because of the whole Mass Effect 1 not being out.
Yeah. For PlayStation.
For PS3.
My favorite romance so far is I'm gonna sound biased because he's my favorite character, Caden and Shepard.
Damn it, Dylan.
Like, no, for me it's FemShep.
Oh, okay.
Like, FemShep, because I've only done FemShep. I haven't done ManShep.
Okay.
FemShep is my favorite romance because, like, Shenko. I'm just gonna say Shenko. Because a relationship's a lot like mine and Megan's. You know? I mean, without the rocky 2-year death thing. But
maybe you should, like, get off the maps for 2 years and see what happens.
see if she stays faithful.
I could be like the extranet and just, like, watch her.
Oh, yeah, just call me. Dude, she's talking to some guy.
What
are you talking about?
What should I do? Renegade that shit?
Dylan wants to talk to you. He's alive?
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
JK.
And Caden. But, just because Caden and FemShep just seem like their romance is one of the few romances you can start from beginning of the game to the end. And just seeing it, like, it seems like a true relationship because it starts off great and then you have a rocky road situations. They split up and then they get back together and, like, they just have those moments. Like, you know, I'm sorry you're not in a relationship right now, but they just have those.
That's why I'm the Miranda. She even says, I don't need this.
I don't need relationships. I do.
I don't do these relationships. And Shepard's like, but I love your boobs.
I think your butt is a bit more important.
I think.
But, like,
that was gamer poop, guys.
Well, bang, okay.
That's the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, it's just that as I'm playing through it with Caden and FemShep, I just see a lot of moments that my girlfriend and I have. And it's just like gives me a bigger emotional bond to these two. And, like, there are some things that I've actually said to Megan that Caden has said. Like, we just have.
Does she get them? And she doesn't
yet.
Get them. Oh.
No, like, I'll say it, but it'll be worded differently. Like, oh no, wait, I'm just here for a quick drink, something. Then I'll go. But it's like I'll go over to her dorm or something.
And then you'll start, like, making out with her and be like, I lied, I wasn't here for a quick drink.
Like, just situations like that. Like, we've had moments like that. We've had moments like, just stay with me. I really need you right now. I just want you to stay with me.
This is turning into Dylan's life.
Yeah, this is turning into my life. So, getting off topic, what's your favorite romance?
My first romance, I just want to get this out first. When I first played Mass Effect, and I also want to get out that I was a fan since day one, just FYI.
He is better than a majority of people.
I'm a better majority of people who play Mass Effect. And I fell in love with Liara, like hard, because I just love that. One, I love that kind of, like, person and kind of girl like this. She was just, like, so, like, soft-spoken and shy and really humble and, you know, didn't bug people but was helpful. And she, basically before 3 came out, I remember telling my other friend this, Josh, who people already, he hasn't been on the podcast. He's been on Planet the Boys, but anyway. I mentioned to him and he, of course, tweeted it. I was like, yeah, Liara's my Edward. And, I mean, I have a poster of her. And I even have a shirt that says Mr. Tassoni.
And I heart a sorry.
And I heart a sorry for that one. And the second one, then when the second one came around, the first time I played it, Tally came up, and Kelly's like, yeah, Tally seems more than interested in being, you know, friends with you. And I was like, huh? And I romanced Tally, and I fell in love with Tally. Like, she's just like, she's so adorable, especially when like you go up before the suicide. Have you not romanced Tally?
No.
I'm talking about this.
Talk about it.
I don't care.
Talk about it.
I don't care. She just like, she keeps talking and like she doesn't like stop talking because she's so nervous, and she's like, man, I keep talking because it's a defense mechanism when I'm nervous and blah blah blah, and you're just like, no, calm down, and
we're gonna bang, okay?
And then you have sex with her, and everything's good. And then 3 came around the first time I played 3, and I had to reload like 20 to 25 times the choice, because Tally's choice came up first if you wanted to be with her or not, because I romanced her in the second one. And that was one of the hardest choices in all of gaming, because I had to decide between the two, but I ended up with Liara anyway. I even slept with her in the Shadow Broker DLC. But she was like my first romance, and I really loved that. Even though she changed into this like more independent woman, which I'm totally fine with. But at that time, I didn't want that. I wanted this girl who was infatuated with me. But now I've played it, and now this playthrough, I was extremely drawn to Miranda. Because one, I was going to play it actually like my real life, and like, don't want to go too much into detail with that. And I was going to date Jack instead. But then I started talking to Miranda, and
it's Yvonne Strahovski.
One, it's Yvonne Strahovski, the love of my life. And Miranda's she's just like so independent. And all I've had like dated before is needy girls that like always relied on me. And I was like, no, you're your own person. Like, and Miranda was that. She's like, I mean, I'm interested in you, Shepard, but if you don't want to do this, I don't really care. Mm-hmm. And then you read like her dossier, and you know what Seal the Deal was, finding out like she can't have kids, that she's so perfect, but she still has that one fatal flaw. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I gotta romance Miranda. And then Caden came along, and one, he's my favorite character, and he's just like, he's a sweetheart. Like, he's just like, especially, I mean, he's like so concerned, and he's just... Mm-hmm. So I ended up romancing him in the last one. After this long story, I've come to a conclusion. The answer to Dylan's question is M. Shenko is my favorite romance. I haven't completed the full Miranda one, so I don't know how that is. But the M. Shenko one is... I don't know, Caden's just like, one, he's this private, he's independent. Like, he'll grow it, he gets attached easily, but, I mean, he'll get over it. Mm-hmm. And he's just had these dialogue scenes with him, mm-hmm. especially in the Citadel DLC. There's one where it's not one of the scenes where he like invites you when he comes over, but it's one where he's like, "Oh man, that was the tough fight or whatever in the archives or something." No, it wasn't archives. It was before that. He's like, it was a tough fight or something. I'm glad Shepard says something like, "I'm glad something didn't happen to me. What would I do without you?" And Caden gets really serious, and he's like, "You'll never find out." Just knowing that he's determined to see this relationship through, and I get super attached, guys. I just love Caden. I love Caden, is what I'm trying to say. Mm. And that went on for a really long time. I'm sorry, Dylan.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But that's what my New Year's consisted of, was 6 hours of this. It was awesome. But yeah, I just love Caden, and he has the best like emotional looks too, and mm-hmm. and since I dabbled in the Mass Effect mods,
he had a beard.
I was able to like make Caden my own Caden, and like mm-hmm. I made Shepard actually feel like a like his own person, like he was just like Bioware wrote the game with my Shepard in mind. Like mm-hmm. that's how it felt.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was
felt
awesome.
More personal. You're trying to say.
Yeah, it's like I made it like my game, and it was awesome. Mm-hmm. But what we did not talk about the favorite part. Well, we did kind of, and then we got sidetracked. The beam part.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how in depth we went into it. I forgot. So I'm sorry for people who are listening right now. But it was one of my favorite moments. because one, it's just so intense. Especially, and you didn't play it, the one part where your squad mates die.
No.
Which was super intense, by the way. But, it was just intense, especially with the the extended cut, which I hate how people are still bitching about that. I'm like, at least name another game developer that has actually, like, went out of their way to supply the fans with a lot of extra content for free, just to appease them and still stick to what they wanted in the end game. And people just suck.
But kudos to BioWare for actually just, they're just thinking, I can just imagine them in their board meeting. Okay, so Mass Effect 3's ending wasn't what we hoped it would be. Like,
well, it's what they wanted, but they didn't have the reaction they wanted.
But I think that they just thought, we got to go more in depth with this and explain more stuff, because there's so many I felt like there were more loose ends.
There was.
Instead of the extended cut, so I just liked how they tied everything up in the final monocle.
Monocle, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, monocle, yeah.
I actually did...
Monologue, that's a word.
I'll mention, I did play this recent playthrough. I played with the Mayhem ending. For people who don't know, it's the Mass Effect Happy Ending mod, where Shepard lives. I mean, he lives if you get the one ending, which was my very first ending, by the way.
If your war assets are high enough and you choose the destroy ending, it's hinted that Shepard lives because you see breathing.
Yep. And this one, he actually is alive, and he's on the Normandy, and he places Anderson's like plaque thing on the memorial board or wall, and then he hugs his love interest, which was Kaden, and it was just, and they flew off into Earth, and then the Citadel DLC began. And there's actually this other mod I might try out next time I play on the PC, where the Citadel DLC only starts after you beat the game, and it takes out anything mentioning the war or Reapers or Cerberus. So it's just like a one big, like, fuck yeah, we did it party. And that's how I feel like the Citadel DLC is and how I played it this time. But next time I play it, I might play it as, like, when I first get the message. Because there's so much shit that actually, like, you can get that helps you for the rest of your game. Like, you get that one pistol, and then you can get weapon mods, and you can actually, like, spend money on more stuff. Because at the end of this game, this run-through, I had, like, 700,000 credits that...
Yeah, I found out that I don't use credits in 2 and 3.
Yeah, you don't. And then, and 1 you do. Actually, in 1 I didn't, because I did the whole, play as your character, your previous profile.
Oh, yeah.
And I had, like 7 million credits come over, and then at the end of that game I had 9,999,999, so that's as far as it would go. So I just, like, buy stuff and then sell stuff I had, because I always play on Insanity, and I'm not trying to gloat, but it's because I've played Insanity on, like, 3 different systems for the achievement, and I just can't play it any other way, because one, it's just so it's a tactical thing that, like, it's really fun playing on Insanity is what I'm trying to say. But I'll let you talk now. I was talking a lot.
I really don't know what to say.
Talk about the beam part.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about Citadel DLC.
I'm not going to talk about Citadel DLC. The first time...
No, but we'll talk about that.
Oh, talk about it?
Yeah, after the beam part, that's what I said.
Oh, alright. I thought you said don't talk about it. But,
no, we're talking about it. Just after the beam part.
Right. That final dash to the...
whole Earth mission. Sorry.
Actually, yeah, the whole Earth mission in general was amazing. Like, luckily, Steve didn't die. I would have been really upset if Steve died.
Can he die?
Yeah. Yeah, the car blows up and he dies if your war asset's not high enough. If he dies, you know your squad's dying.
You know you're fucked. Ah, God! Oh, that hurts so much. The war assets for my finger weren't high enough.
You okay?
Yeah, I am.
Alright. But, like, you can tell, like, from the beginning of the Earth mission, you can tell whether your squad's going to be okay or not based on Steve. If Steve dies, that's going to be a domino for the shitstorm that's going to come.
Have you had anyone die after Steve?
Have you had Steve die? I've had Steve die, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Tell me about this now.
Okay, so Steve died in one of my playthroughs. And, I didn't take James with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have taken him with me if I had known he was going to have such a strong emotional reaction to it. But I looked it up on YouTube. He just like, you're going to pay for that, you motherfuckers!
Oh yeah, I saw that on
freaks YouTube. Out. And no, I always took Caden with me. And because just like, I took Caden and Garrus this time with me. And
that's exactly, that's not your recent playthrough, sorry.
No, not my recent playthrough.
That's what I took for this one. Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
And no problem. Steve dies. Car explodes. Obvious that he dies. And so you get to... Everything's relatively the same throughout the mission. Then you get to the goodbyes, and everybody's like, I can't believe what happened to Steve. Especially James. He's just like, oh my god, Steve is gone.
They actually do that?
Yeah, like, James is just like kind of... I can't fucking believe Steve's dead.
Oh my god.
So the final dash through the Crucible... this is my non-extended cut. By the way, so like nothing really happened.
I'm getting really sad right now.
So yeah,
this is really depressing.
So I'm running through and dashing to the Crucible.
I'm just picturing this right now.
Yeah, and
this actually happened.
So the explosion happens. You have no goodbyes with your squad mates. Just explosion. You get shot with the beam, and then everybody's like, everybody's dead. There's no one here, and so. I didn't see any dead bodies, so I was like, okay, so maybe they're not dead.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up and doing the whole Crucible thing, and I could only choose the destroy or take over.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't choose. Yeah. So I chose the destroy ending, and Edie died, and
all the
Geth died. And I'm cold. I'm sorry.
There's a blanket right there.
I'll get it later. And so just for people who think I'm crying, I'm not.
No,
it's just I'm cold. And
I'm crying.
The ship gets heavily damaged, by the way.
Yep.
And so Joker was the only person that came out of the ship, and that's how it ended. Didn't show anybody else. It was just
that's
Joker.
Awful.
Yeah, like Joker just comes out doing his limping thing, because I'm pretty sure he broke a majority of his bones in that accident. And nope, it was on purpose. And so ship crashes. It's on fire.
Yeah.
And so if Joker's the only one there, he can't repair it. He's stranded in the middle of nowhere. He's fucked. He's gonna die.
Dude, that's awful.
And so that was my ending. So I went back, worked on more war assets.
So you didn't do like all the side missions and stuff?
I just went through the playthrough. So I went back, did a bunch of war assets. Steve lived. And I downloaded the extended cut ending, by the way, after this, because I thought it just came with the disc automatically, and
loser.
And I still didn't have enough war assets to
do the
synthesis ending, so I still had to do the destroy one. So Edie still died, Geth still died. I screwed over everything I tried to do, and so it was funny because I tried really hard to. Get Joker and Edie together. Mm-hmm. They're my OTP, and
still want to figure out what that abbreviation means.
Me too. If you guys know, you go to the comment section. Let us know if we have one.
Sure.
Yeah, just find somewhere to. Actually, we'll leave our Twitters.
Why don't we
at
just
the end.
Google what OTP means?
I figured it'd be more interactive for the.
Yeah. Tell us. We don't want to Google it.
Yeah. Screw Google, man.
Google.
But, so the extended cut ending, and I destroyed everything, so they're putting up the thing on the wall, and it's like, just a couple squad mates, and Edie's not there to hug whoever's there, so they just like, put it up and cry, and I'm like,
God.
I feel bad.
That's why I really like the Mayhem ending was because I think the reason why everyone was pissed
because Shepard died.
Was because their Shepard died. They wanted to see Shepard run off, with Liara, see the blue little babies, see with Shepard and Tally on the thing. What people don't and the home Rannoch and their home, their beachfront property. But what people don't understand is Shepard's tale is an epic. The hero always dies.
Sometimes more than once in his occasion.
Yes. They have a noble cause, a noble reason noble cause that they're doing. They complete it, but they have to sacrifice themselves, and I just don't think people just don't comprehend having to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably because a majority of video games, the main character doesn't die.
Exactly.
Like, it's just
this might be going on a limb, but I'm going off what you're going to say is society has like made the hero always lives.
Yeah.
And gets the girl, gets the guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Which I'm sorry to tread away from Mass Effect, but that's why I like The Walking Dead so much, is because spoiler alert for The Walking Dead as well. Lee Everett dies at the end, and that's why I like that game so much, is because no matter what decisions you make, if you try to be the best person possible, there's still people who are going to hate you.
Yeah, it always ends up this. That's why I hope the second one improves their decision making.
Yeah. Well, so far they have.
Oh, okay.
Based on what I've played.
It, but...
Yeah. It still seems kind of more linear than...
Okay.
But, so, alright, back to Mass Effect. I think the reason why people, like, going off what you said, their Shepard died and people didn't like that, so they got pissed.
Yeah.
And, except in the Control ending, you don't die in that one.
Well,
you just basically become Harbinger.
You kind of do. Have you played through the Control ending?
I've watched the Control ending.
Oh, I see. They talk about how he basically turns into, or he or she turns into the Catalyst. She just becomes like this foreign entity, and she or he even says in the monologue of the Shepard. The Star Shepherd, that, like, I played as a femme Shepherd when I did the Control ending, and she was saying that the woman she used to be was Shepherd, but she's not that anymore. I mean, she's not alive. The only one where you really live is Destroy.
Yeah.
Though, if I was Shepherd, and I had all my galactic readiness, and whatever the other one is called, effective military strength EMS. If I had all that stuff up, and synthesis was an option, I would honestly choose synthesis. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm the best humanity has to offer.
But like, just coming from the perspective that Anderson influences the Destroy ending, while the Elusive Man influences the Control ending.
Yeah, you were saying this the other day.
Yeah, and the only thing to do as Shepard that he's not influenced by anybody else, it's his decision to do the synthesis ending.
Well, I mean, Star Child kind of mentions, like, yeah, this is the right path to do, because, it stops the conflict between machines. Yeah.
And so I feel like it actually, same goes for, this is the exact same thing I said to you too, it's the same thing that goes for the Deus Ex ending. Spoiler alert for Deus Ex ending too. We're spoiling everything.
Yeah, we are. It's a goal.
And let's see how many things we can spoil in this podcast. Same thing goes.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Too soon.
Too soon.
No. You know what? Dexter doesn't die.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about Dexter's laboratory.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, his sister does.
I was like, what?
Yeah, Dexter's sister dies though.
Oh yeah.
That's low blow though.
Dexter kills Deb.
Yeah. All right, back to Mass Effect.
Yep.
We spoiled like 6 things now. And
it was a goal.
Yeah. So Dave with
Walter White dies at the end.
Jesse lives. Those redneck fuckers die.
The blue meth is actually rock candy.
It's in The Walking Dead actually.
It is.
Yeah. It's in
actually the virus in Walking Dead that causes the whole zombie outbreak is because of Walter White's meth.
Yep, it's a side effect.
Yep.
Walt Jr. was Subject Zero.
And he turned into a zombie.
Because of his aggression against his dad.
He turned into a zombie. It jump-started the whole blue meth thing.
On the subject of Breaking Bad, I was really hoping that there would be a plot twist that his kid was somehow addicted to this blue meth that he was making. I was really hoping for something like that.
That would be insane.
Yeah, like just have this intense moment where he's confronting his son, like
that all of it's literally come full cycle.
Yeah, is like I'm creating this, I'm trying to help you, and now we've gotten you addicted to it, and it's just made everything worse. And I feel like that would have meant...
That would have been awesome, actually.
Yeah, imagine, like, seeing... Because RJ Mitty had, like...
He didn't have a lot of parts.
Yeah, but then in the couple finale episodes, he really did have some time to shine.
He did. This is...
Bullshit! Alright, back to Mass Effect's ending. So, alright, I was talking about Adam Jensen. Is the same thing with the Deus Ex endings is that 3 people tell you to choose these endings.
I don't remember those endings at all.
Yeah, all right. There was one where you could blame this outbreak on one company. You could destroy all the cybernetics and stuff like that, something like that, and then you could sink the place, or you could reveal the truth of what happened.
I think I revealed the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. I chose the let humanity decide ending because that just seemed because Adam Jensen was like, throughout the game he built this impression that he hated humanity pretty much because of what happened.
That was a great game, actually.
It was. I can't wait for the sequel because he plays Adam Jensen.
Yeah, that's what you told me, and I was like, whoa.
And so throughout the endings, for Deus Ex, I chose the sink the station, kill everything on it, because I feel like nobody, like, if you didn't talk to any of the people, that's the only ending you could get, and that's the ending Adam Jensen himself would choose. So I chose to let humanity decide what happened, because to put his faith in someone else's hands seems like just...
Makes sense why he would live that, actually. Because doesn't he have augmented lungs?
Yeah, he could breathe underwater.
He could breathe underwater.
And actually, he was born in 1993 in Detroit.
That's so funny, just thinking that, because that means he's like as old as us.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But,
alright. What month?
I think it was like March.
Damn it.
I know!
He's older than us.
Yeah, he's like as old as Andrew. But, alright, so what I was trying to say is that in Mass Effect 3...
That game's set in Detroit.
Yeah. And then you travel... Yeah, he was born in...
The China part. Remember that one part when I was like, you can save Fly Girl or whatever? And you're like, what?
Yeah, like, you can save her?
And I stealthed that whole thing. I stealthed that whole game.
Yeah. I was a brute force machine gun guy.
So, probably was a lot easier for you. I was so fucking hard, because you can't kill anyone, so I wanted that achievement. Okay, I'll go on topic. Go back to Mass Effect. We're sorry, guys.
Alright, but back to Mass Effect's endings. If you didn't talk to Anderson or Elusive Man, didn't get any of their influence, I feel like Shepard would choose the synthesis ending himself.
Because that's what Shepard stands for.
Yeah.
Is peace.
Is, like, the entire game is built around uniting the galaxy against the threat, and I feel like that would come...
That's the final stage of unity right there.
Yeah, the only way to truly end the game is to unite the galaxy in the most biggest way possible, and that's...
But if you think about it, that's our Shepard's view. There's people out there, like, their Shepard's view would be control. See, that's what I like about Mass Effect is...
There's no canon Shepard.
No Shepard's the same, and that's why I hate how Mass Effect, the film that's supposedly coming out, is based on Mass Effect 1, because it's going to be canon Shepard, and no one wants to see a canon Shepard. That was piss people off.
But...
Oh, apparently Mass Effect 4, in quotes, is set a couple of years after the Reaper War.
Really?
Yep, I've read that on the Mass Effect wiki.
I wonder what they're going to do with it then.
I was wondering it too. I mean, it makes sense because everything's built back together.
That'd be cool if they had like a graphic novel thing, like a...
That'd be awesome.
1 through 3, make your decisions.
Yeah. That's why I hope they give you the choice.
I feel like BioWare will do something like that, but they said that it has nothing to do with previous squad members.
That's what... Doesn't mean you can't import choices over.
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you can import the Genophage choice.
True, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping they let you do, because with Dragon Age Inquisition, they were trying to figure out the whole save thing, how to import saves over, because if you played it only on Xbox and you want to play it on Xbox One, you're switching consoles.
Yeah.
So they made up a thing where you type in your choices or whatever, and then you sync that to your system, or I don't know how that works, but it's they could do something like that.
I feel like that'd be the easiest route to go with, too.
Or, like, would be really cool if you were able to somehow port your game over, especially since I have a PC, and I played on PC, it'd be easier. If I ported it over, and they had, like, a memorial wall or something of Shepard, and it was...
Had, like, a statue?
And it was, like, my Shepard.
That would be
That'd
great.
be so cool to, like, look at the statue and just be, like, by the Krogan and on the Citadel, just be like, that's me.
Yeah,
that was me.
Like, imagine being able just, like, traveling through the Citadel, and there are numerous references to what your Shepard did in the previous games.
Or, like vid screens that come up, and it's just, like, your picture, and they're, like, the Shepard Scholarship Fund, or, you know, or the Shepard Hospital, or... That would be awesome.
Yeah, like, the School for Biotics, and then there's we have an interview with... Professor Alenko, something like that. He could be a teacher.
Oh, Shepard's former partner.
Yeah, Shepard's former partner.
Yeah, so that'd be so cool.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, it's not like a full, like, Bloom cameo, which a lot of people want, but if you think about it, it will mean a lot more if they do those subtle things. Because it's always the small things in Mass Effect that count, like, the one, I got an example, actually.
Yeah.
So, in the Citadel DLC, we're segueing to the Citadel DLC right now. When you are going into the casino, and you're talking to Brooks, and right before she's about to crawl into the vent, and you get the contacts to see through the floor. By the way, some of Caden's lines are hilarious.
I know, I had him distract people.
They were so funny. He's like, so I lost all my credits. Well, sir, you can't get your credit. Don't cry.
Oh, no, please don't cry.
Please don't cry. But what Brooke says, if you're an engineer, she's like, oh, I heard you were an engineer because you say, like, oh, I'll just go and disable this, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh, I heard you were an engineer, but I didn't know you were, this good because of all the shooting and stuff. Just, like, small thing, like, oh, my class actually matters in this conversation. It was really cool.
I've actually read that if you play as a Sentinel or something, you have additional dialogue with Caden about L2 and L5 implants.
Oh,
that you can I'm not sure if it's 1 or 3 that you start talking to him and he's like, my biotics couldn't float us up right there, and then that dialogue. Yeah, that's
you're right.
Only a Sentinel dialogue.
Yep, because my first playthrough on PC, I played as Sentinel, and I had that dialogue. You're right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, like just subtle things like that is what makes Mass Effect probably the greatest trilogy of all time.
Exactly. That's like the one thing with one reason why I like Kasumi a lot in the second one. Sorry, I'm fan talking right now, and like I can't stop. But because she always mentions stuff about missions you did. Kasumi does. Yeah. And if you because I recently had sex with Miranda, I romanced her, and you did it in the drive core, and she's like, Shepard, the drive core, really? You couldn't make it to a bed? Like, and the fact that, one, she knows that, but two...
Do you think she's invisible watching you guys?
Probably, because, if you're talking to her and Miranda and Jack in the Citadel DLC, and your Shepard's like, I just think it's sexual tension, guys. It's between...
I think you guys should just kiss and get it out of the way.
Then Kasumi just shows up and she's like, I'll record it. I hear there's a market for this kind of thing. And then Jack's like, what the fuck, Kasumi? And Kasumi, disappears and, leaves.
She's trolls.
Yeah, she is so fun. And another reason why I love Kasumi is, she's, rummaging through things, and Shepard's like, oh, aren't you just gonna be, normal and just hang out and relax? She's like, this is how I relax, Shepard. This is who I am. And I'm like, I understand that. I feel that. And that was off topic, but oh shit, what were we talking about? Oh, the small things. Another one is with my voice cracked. Is with Tally. Especially once you recruit Tally and you go into the Geth Juggernaut, you have her in her party and you romanced her. The other squad mate always comments. I had Garrus, and he's like, so, quarrying a human. And then Tally's like, stop being jealous, Vicarian. And then when you jump out of the tank to fight the Reaper on Rannoch, she's like, Shepard, don't. And he's like, I gotta do this. And she's like, I love you. I know. And then he just goes and does it.
Yeah, actually, I didn't romance Tally during that time,
should.
and I took Caden with me. It was, I think, no, was it Caden?
Caden doesn't say shit, especially if you're romancing him. He's like, huh?
Huh?
You're going to fight a Reaper on foot?
No, like, he and Tally talked about, I'm not sure if it was that mission or not, by Tally and Caden, and they started talking about, like, their Omni tools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Shepard's just like, huh?
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. That's what they had with my conversation. They're like, Caden, you still using the whatever Omni tool?
Yeah.
It has nothing over the blah, 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 but if you overclock it, it was just funny.
Yeah.
There's still small things, especially like if there's the one dialogue choice, because I romanced Caden again. It was one of those one dialogues that you just like click on them and you don't go into the whole dialogue cutscene. They just like say it.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he woke up and I wasn't like beside him or whatever, and the fact that they actually like put in that you're actually doing something with your romance interest outside of saving the world, and the fact that they actually like were sleeping in the same bed, and I just thought it was adorable. And then the one part when you're in the Cerberus base, I'm literally like fanning all over Caden right now, and this one just like really got me. I don't know why. They're like, you find out that you're like clinically brain dead, and then Caden's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were like clinically brain dead." And then Shepard gets like all conflicted for a second. He's like, "Well, how do I know if I'm the real me then? What if I'm like, you know, just some tool that's being made?" And then Caden's just like, "Well, you're real enough for me." And I was like, you stop.
Oh, stop.
Oh, stop. Not in front of here.
Yeah.
Or if you, another one, in the Citadel DLC, if you romance someone in your squad, and the first squad member that teams up with you is your romance interest, and you're wearing, you know, like a uniform or something, they always are like,
"Damn, you look good, Shepard."
Yeah. Nice outfit. You look hot.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks.
Yeah, like, actually, I had romanced Miranda, and then I went to the Citadel DLC. So Liara by default showed up.
Yeah. So yep.
And she's like, "Nice outfit." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What? Nothing." It was just like. By the way, speaking of the Citadel DLC, I like how when you're choosing squad mates during this one mission, I'm not sure. I don't remember what part.
Yep.
it was.
I know what you're talking about. It's,
the vault.
They're like, I wanted to go.
You never choose me,
Edie. Because no one ever chooses her.
Yeah, like I like how BioWare acknowledged that. They're like, nobody chooses Edie. Let's make a joke about it.
Yeah. And then like the whole like the fish and the space hamster.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, they got my hamster. What about my fish? Guys.
Space this because it's not fit for. Oh, that's not cool.
That's not... Or if you take Garrus. It only happened when I took Garrus and Rex the first time I played Citadel DLC. Mm-hmm. You go down through the elevator and Garrus is just like, "I really miss these elevator rides, guys. It's the only time we really get to talk." And then Rex is like, "Uh-huh." He's like, "Does anyone else miss these rides?" "Nope." "Oh, come on, someone has to."
I remember.
Nope.
I didn't take Rex with me.
Oh.
I probably took Caden, but I always take Caden.
Yep, it was Caden.
Always Caden. Like,
when in doubt, Caden.
Yeah, it's like the Snorlax of Pokemon.
When in doubt, Snorlax.
And so I was looking at the hamster, and he's like, "If anybody tries to get you, go for the eyes."
Go for the eyes.
Like the hamster. Now I'm just imagining the hamster like on glass. I understand.
I understand. That's totally what the hamster would fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite dialogues is when you're like sneaking under the CIC, and then the Cat 6 guards of the clone Shepard is like, "Wait, he said to just slow him down. Does that mean Shepard's gonna kill us and he's gonna get by us?" "Yeah, I think he wants us to be bait." "Well, shit."
Or like the toothbrush when you have to.
That was so funny.
Like, it's funny because
just had time to grab my toothbrush.
Yeah, I only had enough time to grab my toothbrush.
Yeah,
you just fired me. I'm just like, that was my clone.
That was
what?
Oh, no. What I really like is if you're if you romanced her and she's talking and you need to hurry. There's a Paragon interrupt where you just like kiss her and she's like, oh
my god.
And she's like really broken up too because she's like, "You kicked me off and said we weren't fit for a relationship and blah blah blah," and then you just like kiss her and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
All right.
Actions speak more than words.
Yeah. And another part. Going back to the whole like the Caden romance thing, and it's in with any romance really. If they're in your squad, they're like Shepard complains after they get back to the apartment after the attack.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I never get free time. Blah blah blah. And the romance interest was always like, well, this is what Caden said. I forget what everyone else said. Like, well, once this is done, we'll, carve out time for us. And I was like, you.
Caden, on the subject of Caden, he strikes me as the type of guy that wouldn't shave on shore leave. Just like...
Oh, he didn't shave because I kept the beard mod.
Yeah.
But then, when the party started, I just pictured Caden like, I'm going to try to look my best.
Gotta look good.
I gotta look good.
Trying to get some.
Trying to get that puss. But what was your favorite part of Citadel DLC?
I'd have to say just the party in general was great.
Yeah, because it's just like...
Just
seeing everyone.
Yeah, it's just great to see Mass Effect 1 and 2 squad mates.
Together.
All together in the same room.
And 3.
And 3 squad mates, yeah.
Well, you haven't done it with Javik
I haven't done it with Javik yet, no. Stop bringing it up.
You did.
Oh, Rex was dead in mine. Like, so just
what? You
throwing that out there.
Rex
Rex died. That. I forgot about that. Rex was dead, and that's why I didn't take him with me in the elevator. And
that is awful.
So he was... I want to say he was replaced with Reeve.
He's not in the Citadel DLC.
Okay, so no, it was Grunt. Sorry, I don't know why, but so Rex is dead. He's alive in my new playthrough, okay. So I finally get to see Rex in Citadel. And by the way, Grunt's story of when he was like, "I took the head off the statue."
That was so funny because we were talking. I think it was us, or maybe it was Ashley. We mentioned how Rex is basically like your kid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
you mean Grunt or Rex?
Did I say Rex?
Yeah, you said Rex.
Oh, I meant Grunt.
Okay,
Grunt is like your kid, because, I mean...
You did find him when he was first bred.
You're there when he's birthed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, you release him out of the tube and everything.
You give him a name. Mm-hmm. Or help him find his name.
Yeah.
You basically give him a name. You help him through his puberty.
Yeah.
And you help him make decisions. Tell him what's right and wrong, because... Whenever Shepard talks to Grunt in the second one, it's always like in a parent tone, like,
yeah,
I'm watching you, and I'm hoping, And then in the third one, and it was funny too because I was already running around the Silver Sun Strip. Mm-hmm. I come back home to start the party, but I get this message saying like from CSEC like, this Krogan Grunt is speaking for you down at the office, and I was like, what the fuck did he do now? And so, like, you go out there and you have to, like, pick him up from the police. You have to, sign him out. Basically what a parent would do. And then he's, like, explaining, like...
Yeah, and then you're just like, that was great. Good job.
That was great. That was awesome. And I thought it was funny because it just cuts between him and Shepard. And then he's like, I set the car on fire. And he's like, what? And then it cuts to the shot of the car right next to you on fire. That was just a whole funny story. And the funny story where... He's like, I fell out the window, and it cuts to the window part. And then when he's saying no to the... Have you ever let the people in the apartment? I haven't either, because it's my party.
Let me try it. No. Now, it just seems like if I had other people coming in, it'd be intruding on my...
Exactly.
Squad time.
Yeah, squad time.
This is a party for strictly people who... What?
It's squad bang.
Squad bang.
From before in the...
Yeah.
It's a renegade option.
No, this is my personal squad bang. We're hanging out here.
No one else.
I just feel like it wouldn't be such a sentimental time if I just had random people showing up.
I wonder what happens.
I don't know. Maybe Grunt doesn't let him in. It's like, no, Shepard!
I feel like that's what he does.
Yeah.
But, and then he ends up in the shower. And when he gets like, so drunk, he ends up in the shower. And then,
imagine how much he had to drink, too.
He had a lot, because he's talking about when he's saying no, he's like, I've had a lot to drink, Shepard. Then he's like, I love you guys. And, when you pick him up from CSEC, right before the whole part ends, Shepard's just like, I love you, Grunt. And he's like, Shepard. And I remember the first time. The great thing about that DLC is we're gonna go to 1:30, by the way.
Okay. I have to pee really bad.
Oh, do you? Hold it for 10 minutes.
I've been holding it for an hour.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Just talk about something really quickly. I will go use the bathroom. It won't be that long.
Okay. Make sure to wash your hands.
I will. I always do.
So, what was I talking about, though, before you left?
Talking about your favorite part about the Citadel DLC.
Oh, one of my favorite probably my most favorite part of the Citadel DLC is when I first played it, after I, fully completed it, I did all the extra, conversations that your squad mates have after they message you, and then after the party, the one scene where your love interest, everyone's, getting ready to board the Normandy. They all just stand out by the docking bay window, and then Shepard and his love interest, it was Tally at the time, they lean against the railing, and I don't know if the love interest says the same thing. So I saved and stopped in the middle of the party because Dylan came over, so I couldn't finish it. But during that scene, your love interest, Tally at the time again, said, "It's been quite a ride, hasn't it, Shepard?" And then Shepard's like, "It's been one hell of a ride." And it plays that song too. It just the feeling I got, the feels was just it's over. This trilogy I followed for, 7. I actually don't really know. I don't want to say 10 years. I forgot when the first one came out. A true fan would know, even though I played it since the first day. Just the feels from that scene. So intense.
Which one?
I was talking about how... I'm going to recap it because Dylan just took off his belt. I'm going to recap it real quick. Dylan just got back.
Yeah.
Hi. My favorite part, probably close to my favorite part of the whole series, is the part after the party and they're leaving and they're at the Normandy dock. Your whole team is there. They're getting ready to board. Mm-hmm. And Shepard and his love interest. Mine was Tally at the time. I've said that 4 times. Mm-hmm. But they lean against the railing and Tally's like, "It's been a good one," or whatever, hasn't it? And then Shepard's like, "It's been one hell of a ride." And the song starts. Yeah. And the first time I played it, I just got this feeling of wow, it's over. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it's over. This is the last time I'll see these characters again. Mm-hmm. And when I say Mass Effect, I'm a diehard Mass Effect fan, is because, Mass Effect is my Star Wars. It is. Mm-hmm. Star Wars, was a great escapism for kids of that time. Mass Effect is my escapism, and, it's helped me grow as a person, mm-hmm. and it's made me shape beliefs because of these characters and because of everything. It's helped me form who I am.
The characters of Mass Effect have influenced our lives more than any real person has.
And, people could say that about movies and stuff, but, Mass Effect is just, it's always been there for me. Mm-hmm. So are these characters. They're true friends, hence why it's the background on my phone, true friends. And just having that, wow, it's... What?
Oh, Megan's just talking. I was just talking about work.
Oh,
I hadn't heard from her in 2 or 3 hours. I was a little worried.
Oh,
I'm a worrier. Just FYI, I'm super attached to my girlfriend.
I wouldn't say that.
Back to Citadel.
But just again, since I was a fan from day one, just when I played that, and I was by myself. I was home alone. So I let the feels take over. I was just holy shit! Mm-hmm. I stopped playing and I sat down. I lied on that bed on my bed. I was just like, oh my god, like it just hit me. It's just 'cause that's what I just love Mass Effect so much, and I remember after that I bought the Mass Effect Final Days book thing you can get.
Yeah.
I did that, and then of course I tweeted Casey Hudson and BioWare. I was like, thank you so much for this game. It was intense.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could have bottled that up and, like, gave it to people. It was just such a great feeling. I don't know how you felt when you...
Like, didn't hit me until a few days after I finished the game.
That it was over?
That it was over. Like, I had played this... This game took up months.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it took up months of my time.
It's taken me, also because I was working, like, 5 hours a day for, like, 6 days.
Yeah.
It took me, like, all of break, well, minus 1 week, so like 3 weeks to beat the whole trilogy. Because it takes me like 45 hours to beat each game.
Yeah.
And minus like the multiplayer part for 3, if you're a completionist like I am.
Yeah.
And like you said, it takes a lot of time, and you invest a lot of yourself into it. And just getting really sad right now.
No, I had attached myself to these characters. Like, if I play any other game, I do not get attached to the characters as much as I've gotten attached to Mass Effect. Because, I traveled nearly 100 hours with these characters.
Over that?
Yeah. In my recent playthrough, I'm on Mass Effect 2, and I've already got 80 hours altogether.
See, yeah.
Well, I've got 40 in 2, and then 40 in the first
Yeah.
one, because I actually went and did everything.
Yeah, which is like what I tell people to do.
Yeah. Like, so, as I'm playing through these games, I'm getting to know these characters, I'm going through all these dialogue options, and these people are shaped like real people. Like, if I were to talk to somebody on the street, it'd be like these characters, except I like the characters better than the people on the street.
Exactly.
And so, like, everybody has that quality, like, that you can relate to. Every character has it, and except for Jacob. And
I hate him.
I hate Jacob too. I don't know why, but I hate Jacob.
You know, I think why we hate him a lot. It's because they tried to make him like Caden in 2.
Yeah.
Because with Caden in 1, you could always ask him, "What's your thought on the missions?" And that's exactly what Jacob was there for. But you're like,
he's your first squad mate in 2 as well.
And you're like, no.
Yeah, like,
no.
Heard you like Kate. Plus, he gets super pissed at you for, from 2 to 3. I heard that, like, he gets a girl pregnant. She's like 4 or 5 months pregnant.
Yeah.
You've been gone for 6 months.
And if you...
What you expect me to do? Wait forever? You could have waited 6 months, dude.
Is that what he says?
Yeah. Jacob's just a dick.
And I also hate, and I brought this up to you first, I remember, because I was playing as a femshep. If you're playing as a femshep and whenever you talk to Jacob, it's always like she's flirting with him.
Yeah.
Like she's like constantly throwing herself at him, and I'm just like, no. So I stopped talking to him, except when Kelly was like, Jacob seems a bit restless, and I was like, okay, loyalty mission time. It's actually like his loyalty mission. Yeah. Okay, kill the dad. Okay, not talking to you anymore. Go through the pipe, die. And that's how my femship one went. But
it's funny. I tried to get him killed. And
who'd you send him the 2?
Well, I sent Tally through the 2 because I thought I could just have someone else. I should have had him lead the team or something, diversion team, so he can get shot.
He would have died.
Yeah,
but, you should have had him just go through the tube.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in this.
Think about it. Rocket in the face.
Yeah.
Or you could have like...
Nothing against the voice actor. That voice is Jacob. It's just Jacob himself.
Like, or you could have, like, Miranda or Thane do the biotic field through the Seeker Swarm. But I don't know who gets chosen from your squad to die. You know what I mean?
I thought it was the person who did the biotic field would get taken.
No, it's the person that is, they might get shot or something if their loyalty isn't, there.
Yeah.
But it's always one of your squad members gets carried away by the Seeker Swarm.
Okay, because I don't want to take Jacob and Garrus, and then Garrus gets taken.
And Garrus gets taken away.
Because that's how it would go, because Jacob by default is just, like...
awful.
Yeah. And so, back to what I was saying before we ranted about Jacob, is that all the characters except for Jacob have a quality that we can relate to, and these characters I've talked to so much, and they've actually become people that I would like. If I feel like there are some days that I was just thinking, I wish I could call Garrus or Caden up and just like talk to them because I'm having a tough day.
Yeah, especially Garrus, because he's always like,
yeah,
I'll just dust you off.
Let's go shoot bottles.
You're the best damn soldier. I was like, I love you.
Yeah, like Garrus is just.
He has the best one-liners. Well, I shouldn't say one-liners because they're kind of multiple lines, but best talks.
Yeah,
best talks in 3
for sure. Like if I drank, I would totally want to go have a beer or two with Caden or Garrus.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'd just bring them both.
Yeah, just bring the entire squad in.
Yeah,
leave Jacob at home.
I wonder if you don't invite him if he just comes along anyway to the party.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when Miranda and Jacob used to have a thing, it's funny because later she says, "I only settle for the best," and this is coming from the girl who dated Jacob.
Maybe she learned.
Maybe that's why she settles for the best now. It's just like, I didn't like Jacob, so I'm leaving.
They just I wonder if they just had sex.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like a stress reliever for Miranda, and then Jacob's like,
"I love you.
We gotta get closer now," and she's like, "No."
That was perfect. I'm trying to think of another scene in the Citadel DLC is when I think it's just Rex and Zaid if you don't have Javik.
Yeah.
But Rex, Zaid, and Javik when they're like pretending to hunt bottles in Shepard's living room, and just like I remember just like coming like after talking to Glyph and you spawn wherever, you just like walk up and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, Shepard, we're hunting bottles. It's hilarious.
And Zaid is hilarious, by the way.
I love Zaid, especially when he's doing the crane game.
Yeah.
This fucking game's ridiculous. I like the part where he's like, I saw some kid spend all his credits on it. Oh, are you doing this for the kid? Nah, screw the kid. I'm trying to beat the game. And I love Zaid. And I think the reason why I love Zaid is because, one, I probably made him into something more. Because, one, I said, like, the whole goddamn Batarian thing, like, a lot.
Yeah.
And then, he has some of the best talks, again, in 2.
Yeah.
But he also, the voice actor died.
I know,
and they had a whole multiplayer, because in multiplayer you get like tags, like banners for the lobby so people can see them, and they had a whole event to get a banner called it was like the Remembrance banner, and it was a picture of Zaid and Remembrance, and the goal was to use the incendiary grenades, because that's what his bonus power was, to use like a certain amount of damage of those, and then to have a certain amount of kills or damage with the I think it's the M8 rifle, which is the Jesse gun. Yeah. And it was the feels. The feels. I had a nasty pizza burp.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, it was gross.
I hate sneezing, and then you like have some food out of your teeth come out, and it's like
gross.
I have my wisdom teeth in though, so
it doesn't happen as much anymore.
Well, my wisdom teeth are still there, but it's just like, I mean, it's before I brush my teeth and stuff. Like, I brush my teeth a lot, and
no, he doesn't. No, you do actually.
I do.
I'm quite impressed. How long do you brush your teeth for, though?
2 minutes.
Oh, mine's like 5.
Well, if I got the recommended time is 2 minutes, so
fuck that, 5.
I mean, if you brush too much, you can actually brush the enamel off, and it will damage your teeth. So I try to brush for strictly 2 minutes.
Oh, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
Well, is that like brushing in the same spot? Well, no. See, I don't like brushing in the same spot. I just like
move around.
I do the circles. I just do gums, then teeth, then gums, then teeth.
Okay.
Then I don't do them like twice.
Don't brush too hard too. My parents told me to brush really hard, but don't do that.
No, because that like tears your gums. Cause I actually have that. They'll brush hard though if your gums are starting to get inflamed, so you can make them bleed.
Yeah. Release some of the pressure.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because maybe it's because my electric toothbrush needs new head change. Okay, we're getting really off topic. What were we talking about before?
We just finished talking about the Remembrance Banner and Zaid.
Oh, okay. What was your favorite little cutscene in the Citadel DLC? You know how they asked to be invited?
Oh yeah, I feel like I just like everything of Caden.
God, no, I was gonna say that too.
No, but I'm thinking about it.
If you romance him, since you're romancing him as a femshep,
yeah.
The first time he comes over, like he makes you dinner, like sit your ass down, Commander. That whole bit when he's baking, it is like it's twice as good if you're romancing him because you like have the little like couple banner, like you're cooking for me, and he's like, yeah, you like cooking, Shepherd? No, but if I practice it, I'd be good. And Kane's all like, boyfriend, and it was just. And, like, Shepard does the whole, like, puts your arm around... I'm not spoiling it for you. I'm sorry. I have it recorded. If you wanted to see it.
You can see it later. I probably want to see the male Shenko part, because I'm probably not going to do that for a while. But it's like, show me those, because...
Okay. It's really good.
Yeah, like... I don't care. I don't know why... Let's get on the subject of this. I don't care about the gender.
I want to talk about this, too.
Like...
I have a point real quick. I'm
sorry,
right,
go ahead.
I just have to say this because I was actually going to talk to you about this. Real quick, the Joker thing that I was telling you I got pissed at is, so I wanted to say it for the podcast because I knew it was coming after Thessia.
Yeah. Because
I played this game. I don't know. I played this game, each game like over 15 times, guys. Like, it's been
I don't know what.
I thought you were like pulling cash out, and I was like,
no,
what?
Make it rain.
Make it rain. But, the part... Oh, shit. What was I talking about?
I'm talking about what made you so mad at Joker
after Thessia. He's like... Because any choice you pick is like Shepard bitching at Joker, and I was like, I wouldn't do that. I'd just be like, Joker, like, don't talk to me right now, even though I go up and initiate the conversation. And then Joker just randomly was like, look at this colony, Shepard. I want to make you feel bad by showing that my parents might have died and that I need to take care of you. And I'm like, well, fuck off. And that's what I said. Like, the whole, like, well, I don't need your help. And then, though it does end up, before you go to the server space, you can try to say sorry, like Joker, but it gets interrupted. But before you land on Earth, you can be like, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, Joker. And he's all like, I understand. You were under a lot of stress. Then he salutes you and is just like, glad we got over that. But if you talk to him after the argument, he responds like, Commander. Like, he actually responds in a bitchy tone.
Yeah.
But going back to the thing before the Joker thing.
Yeah.
What was it?
And we were talking about how people... like, we were getting on the subject of people getting pissed off about male Shepard getting with Caden.
I'm obviously not a drill. I can't remember shit. But,
that's why you're in a sorry.
Yeah, that's why I'm sorry. Well, I lived for 1,000 years, so of course I'll remember. I'll forget.
I don't care about what happened 900 years ago.
Yeah. But I beat Mass Effect 3, and of course I was just sitting there like, oh god, I just have the Citadel DLC and I'm done with this playthrough.
Yeah.
And I went online because I was reading fan fiction.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe there's some Mass Effect videos, you can watch. Because I watched those too a lot because they're really good and they bring out the feels. But one was a playthrough and I just like randomly clicked it. I was like, nah, I'll just see this playthrough even though it'll be weird. Yeah. And the guy goes and talks to Cortez when you first notice he's like replaying his vid from his husband being attacked on Ferris Field.
Which I really like the addition of Cortez in it.
I do too. And the guy's like, wow, I can't believe they actually did it. And I was like, actually did what? Are you going to be supporting like gay people? And he's like, I can't believe they added gay people. And I was like, you bigot. And then I just turned it off.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. And I hate how people are like, the gay relationships are shit. Like, and I'm just like, what are you picturing? What do you imagine? Like, as a relationship? Like, basically the same. Like, play the fucking game before you make a goddamn choice. Like,
Yeah.
Alex at work was bashing it. I'm like, have you played Mass Effect at all? No. Then why are you hating on it?
Yeah. Like,
Because Dead Island 2 is better.
better than The Last of Us. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
High five, brother. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But, so, what I really love how they added, same-sex couples and everything in it. And, because it just gave you a glimpse of the world being like,
That's
there's no such thing as sexuality anymore, and nobody really cares. It's just love. Love's not about parts; it's about
the person,
connection,
and
romantic interest.
That's how I feel about love now, even though this ideal won't be realized until like 2157.
Yeah, we won't be alive to see it. That'll suck.
Like that's what I just. That's another thing I love about Mass Effect is that if someone hated someone, it wasn't because of their sexuality. It was because they're like a Batarian or a Turian. It's not because they're gay.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, to an extent, racism. I'm going to say racism.
There is racism in Mass Effect.
I'm going to use that term because I'm not, like... I mean, xenophobic is obvious, but like, racism, because you can like one alien and hate the other kind.
It's not against, though, like, black and whites. It's against...
Batarians, Turians, Drell.
Yeah, Krogan. Or,
big stupid jellyfish.
Big stupid jellyfish. I mean, I love the Hanar.
Me too. I mean, it took me a while, but I liked them.
But Dylan just doesn't want to be one.
I just don't want to be a Hanar.
Though, like, I could just... This is how it would be, because I'm the Asari.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh, Hanar, I gotta study it. And then we end up just being best friends. And, like, you're just, like, all, like, this humble pie. And I can just grab your tentacle. I could just see myself, like, walking around the Citadel. Like...
Have you met my Hanar?
Have you met my Hanar?
Hi!
I could just see that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just playing Mass Effect 2, when I'm playing the game, I constantly say, God, I love this game, like, a lot.
I know what I mean.
Yeah, but if I had one wish in the world, it would be for Mass Effect to be real.
Yeah, despite the dangers and everything, it's still amazing.
I mean, granted, I might not be a soldier, though, like, Mass Effect might make me join... No, I wouldn't. I still wouldn't be a soldier. I just think it'd be badass to be Spectre.
Hell no.
But,
it'd be cool to be Spectre.
I'd probably just be, like, some guy who made movies, but I'd be chilling with Solarians and Asari and...
Just, I would love to have a conversation with Asari, just like...
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, imagine them talking about, like, past events, like, like 900 years ago, there's, we didn't have this stuff, and this is what it was like living without it. Imagine, like, how awesome that would be.
That'd be so cool, especially with, if you talk to, like, Liara's father.
Yeah.
The Krogan Asari, who's also the server at the nightclub on Ilium.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes to the Citadel. A part I didn't like about that is, like, Liara's mom is like, oh, and she got herself a boyfriend, she's talking about you, and I'm like, no, I'm dating Kaden. And then, like, even a dialogue to Shepard's like, yeah, she's my girl. And I'm like, no, she's not. But, just, like, talking to me, I'm like, so what was it like, your parents talked about the Rachni War, what was that? Like, just... God, I wish it was real.
I know, me too.
I'd just, like, if it was real, I'd just, like, go out of my way to get friends like Shepard has.
Yeah.
Be friends for 5 years. Like, really close friends and throw a party.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I think about how I want it to be real and how it'll never happen, and then I get really sad.
Actually, yeah, that's true. That sucks.
Yeah.
Let's still hold on to hope that it could happen soon.
Maybe virtual reality.
Yeah.
Maybe when we die of what we think of at that moment, and then we end up being in that moment forever.
Dude, we gotta think of each other.
We gotta think of being... Oh, God.
I don't want to be in Mass Effect world without you.
I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna die, but I'll be in Mass Effect.
Dylan, hold my hand.
Dylan, hold my hand. Dylan, hold my hand. God, that'd be awesome.
If I get to the afterlife and there's, like, no Mass Effect stuff, I'm gonna be really mad.
I'm gonna be like, fuck this place.
Like, at least give me a PlayStation with the Mass Effect trilogy or something.
Yeah, I'd be set playing the Mass Effect for the rest of my life. This trilogy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I can literally play it over and over again.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like, the other games I play a lot of, like Pokemon Y right now, I dumped like 220 hours in. And that's just because of EV training and breeding and stuff.
And winning against me.
And beating Dylan. But I honestly, like, after 2 battles, Dylan's constantly like, you want to battle again? No.
I want to, like, redeem myself.
Each battle took 20 minutes, Dylan. Let's talk about Mass Effect. Okay, I can do that. But, we're actually going over our time, and we don't want to make this too long.
Let's end it with, like, final question. What are your hopes for Mass Effect 4?
Okay, that's a good question. This will turn into a 20-minute conversation, but that's all right.
I'm fine with that.
I am too.
Let's go for 2 hours.
Okay. What I really want to see in Mass Effect 4, now that, well, the wiki says, and I don't go by wikis much, I was just randomly on it last night, because, again, I beat the game. Again. But, they said it was a couple years, supposed to be a couple years set after, this trilogy. And, which I'm totally okay with, because then it sets you in this already established universe. It's not like taking place with the Skillian Blitz.
Yeah. Or
the First Contact War, where humans don't already have, like, 20 years of a foothold, you know.
Yeah.
They aren't on the Citadel yet, and all this stuff. And, it's already an established universe. And what I would just like to see, what I would really like to see is an emphasis more on choice. Kind of like Dragon Age Origins, where there's a lot of different outcomes and different choices for things. But also the ability, and they could even make this like Dragon Age 2, where you can like choose your race.
Yeah.
You can choose to join like the Blue Suns. I guess or like the Blood Pack, or, you know, be the person that restarts Cerberus.
Yeah.
Or, because as Luciman says, Cerberus is an idea, not an organization. And I was like, I love you, Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
But, I guess what I really want to see is, like, more of a open world aspect of choice than a linear choice. Because, I mean, I'm not saying Mass Effect is linear in choice or anything. I mean, like, it is linear storytelling, because you are, you know...
You have one common goal that's throughout everything.
Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And everyone goes through that same goal, just how you get there is different through the choices and such. And I just kind of want it to be like, and I'm going to say the Elder Scrolls, and I said this on the BioWare forums, and people just tore me a new one. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't think you guys are understanding what I'm saying. I'm just saying that linear story, the whole linear storytelling is fine, but I'm just saying, like, maybe, like, because with Origins, you got to choose your race, choose your class, and then it had its own origin story for, like, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then that impacted your story. Like, if you were an elf, people would hate you because they're and stuff. And just, like, being an Asari, people could be like, oh, it's an Asari, you're beautiful. Or have, like, people come up to you and be like, hey, you want to go out with me? Or so, like, that, too. Like, the romances, like, you could... go up to someone or if you have a squad mate, if they just set it to that, like, be able to, like, just go out on a date anytime you want and be different, and like the whole Fable 3 thing of, like, holding hands, like, being able to do that.
Oh yeah.
That I just, like, something to fully immerse you and make it more like your own game, because that's what I like about the whole mods with the third one is it felt like my own run through, like, BioWare wrote it for me, and this is and I just want to see more of the choice.
Yeah.
And a Batarian squad member. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
What would you like to see in the fourth one?
We were talking about it earlier in the podcast. Like the novelization thing online, choose your decisions, shapes the game.
Yeah. And I want to see that too.
Yeah, like I would like to see that, and I would like to see it make huge differences in the gameplay. Like when you're playing, you could see, like, in the Citadel, you could see a statue of, they could say, this is a statue of the first human Spectre who destroyed the Reapers, something like that. And then that would be, like, the only nod to Shepard.
And it would be, like, your Shepard.
Yeah, it'd be your Shepard up there. And then, like, or just, I hope they don't go a route that, you're not related to Shepard in some way. Oh, you're his kid that he sired
I really hope they don't do that.
Or you have the Elusive Man created a clone of Shepard.
Another clone of Shepard?
Yeah, this is another clone of Shepard, or clone Shepard like dicked someone over here and they had a kid. I don't want something like that. I want something like you were completely unrelated to any of the squad members. You, the create yourself aspect, that'd be really cool. Choose your race, choose origin story, stuff like that. And, I you know how you could choose whether you could be the colonist, stuff like that, and then your colony was attacked?
Actually be able to, like, live that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, live through the... was it the Yaku? Not the Yaku's. Like the Yaku's battle? Like, if you choose that one, you get to live through it. Or if you choose the personality, like choose your site profile, the dialogue is different based on like what you say. And I just really want all that.
I wanted to, like, I
Oh, and like have your own house and like...
Yeah, that's the thing I loved about the Citadel DLC is like I wish they had more of it though. You were able to like Animal Cross your house, you know, like customize it a tad. Because I liked how they just added as something else to spend your money on because you have all this money.
Yeah.
And
or add more stuff to the house.
That like maybe being able to like create your house from scratch, like. Oh, you made me yawn. You bitch. And like the whole real estate thing, like add that like with Fable. You know how you can buy your own real estate, move into whatever your house.
Yeah.
Something like that. I like.
Or imagine being able to get married to somebody and then actually have kids.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like raise a family.
Like, I mean, we're asking for a lot.
We are, but like,
if they did
just like what we think, this is personally what we think is cool. We're not telling BioWare or anything they need to do this. We're just saying we think it'd be cool to have something like this in the game.
Because, I mean, the thing I like about Mass Effect the most is one, the people, the characters.
Characters for sure. Yeah.
And two, the lore and the fantasy and the atmosphere that they built. That's why I played 3, and it's hard to choose between the two, the 2 and 3. I really love both games, but the thing I really love about 2 is because, you know, you're working with Cerberus, so you're this low-key underdog, and you're going through, like, the seedy parts of everything, so you're on the ground in all these different places, and it actually feels like you're, you know, walking around. I basically want a Sims Mass Effect.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, where I'm just like, you know, I just walk around and do my thing for ever.
Or I think it'd be cool to like choose whether or not you want to be a soldier for the Alliance or if you just want to be a humble farmer.
Yeah.
You know? And then,
or like a scientist.
Yeah, like, I mean...
That goes back to the whole, like, choice, like...
They probably have to have it so then you get roped into the battle situation.
Somehow.
Like, your colony gets attacked and you gotta defend it, stuff like that.
Which is totally fine. That just goes back to the whole, like, origin story thing. Like, that'd just be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's asking... It's a big game if we want all this stuff, but, like...
Again, I'm not saying BioWare needs to do this or else I'm going to like, shoot their... I mean, I have a hostage from BioWare. I'm not saying anything like that.
We have Casey Hudson actually tied up right now, and if he doesn't make what we want... But just, like, imagine... I mean, with the new gen tech that's coming out, just imagine what they're doing. Like, I saw, like, one picture of, like, a face model for one of the characters, and it's, like...
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Like, I'm just excited for the biotics. That's gonna be amazing.
Like, they gotta keep the gestures in too. Like keep the character gestures. I hope they do. Yeah,
the gestures are hilarious. Like, this is a man emergency.
This is an outrage.
We're gonna take him back to dark space.
Yeah, like you just keep those in. You cannot change those.
Did you know that one of the original plot? Ashley told me this. But one of the writers left, so they changed it. The original plot for the trilogy was the whole Reapers thing. Was the whole... Because you know how when you go to recruit Tally, the sun from all the dark energy or whatever is like, it's somehow reacting to all the dark energy and it's going to explode or something. The dark energy is apparently this huge threat. And the Reapers...
I'm surprised that you'd say that that's your favorite character because, like, you made fun of him so much, for one, and also I expect you to like Commander Shepard or Garrus more than Caden.
I mean, I did love Garrus a lot. I just, like I said, I play Mass Effect how I feel at that moment.
Yeah.
And, there's going to be a jump cut, by the way, people, because the microphone got disconnected somehow. So we're going to pick up on the previous conversation, but Dylan was asking me this while I was trying to figure this out. But, like I said before, I play Mass Effect how I am at the moment, and, I mean, like, right now, you're one of my best friends, and so is, even though I'm romancing Caden. Besides that point, he is a lot like you, though, and...
See, he's a lot like you, too, as well.
Exactly.
Like, we both, like, if we jerked off...
If we jerked off into a turkey baster...
And if we, like, spliced our DNA together and had a child, it'd probably be Caden.
It'd be Caden. And that was really weird. Anyway.
He'd have my hair and face and your facial hair. You have his facial hair.
His beard.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Totally okay with that.
But,
it's better than no beard patch. Just remember that.
That's true. But I mean, if I would be anyone in Mass Effect universe, like, it would be Caden, and I've also grown out of the Liara phase of my favorite romance, even though I have those Mr. Tassoni and all that stuff. Just, I've grown out of her. She was like, yeah.
I know what you're trying to say, but I can't put it in words.
When I was gonna say it, I just don't want to, like, I'll mention it after we're done.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the previous conversation.
Is the microphone really that loud? Or
what?
The microphone, like, it doesn't look like it's...
No, it's fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't want another thing to happen.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I think it's just getting sick of us talking.
I think we're almost done.
And plugs himself.
No, but the whole threat, because I think it cut off, I didn't explain all the way. The whole reason need for the Reapers is because the whole dark matter thing that was happening when you recruit Tally on that one planet, I don't remember what it was because this dark energy is like gonna, implode or whatever and destroy the galaxy, and the Reapers have been harvesting each civilization to find out, like, to put all their resources together and all these thoughts of all these different races, why, and to help prevent it. And then, if they stuck with that, you'd have to choose that choice as Shepard when you get to that final confrontation, like, do I stop the Reapers and then screw over everyone? Or do I let them continue for previous cycles? Well, it'd be generations now. Or, who knows? To, continue doing this. And
that's heavy.
That's such a heavy choice. Do I kill everyone in the galaxy now? Or
let them all die off and just
eventually
destroy any future civilizations that could be around?
Just think about that guilt, though, that we'd have. Like,
yeah, like, if you stop the Reapers and it's just like, like, my grandkids aren't going to be able to enjoy life to the fullest because their lives are going to be destroyed.
But, I mean, like, you could destroy the Reapers and then tell them, like, the council or whatever, what's going on and hope they... What? And hope they listen.
Yeah. No, the council never listens. I wouldn't put any faith in them.
But, like, try to get people... I mean, you united the galaxy. I mean, you could probably find a reasoning as to stopping.
Yeah, you could pool resources together. I mean, just have Morden figure it out.
Well, he's dead.
Shit.
But, I mean, there's another Solarian.
Yeah.
But
plenty of Solarians.
It'd just be a tough choice to do.
But are they the very model of a Solarian scientist?
I don't think so. Oh, another thing about Thane is when you do those messages that he leaves for you after Koliat's, his memorial service that Koliat does.
Yeah.
Each message, he's like, keep in contact with me. Like, he really wants to still be friends, but you can't because you're put on lockdown because of the whole Batarian relay thing and wiping out 300,000 goddamn Batarians.
Oh, by the way, when you're talking to Thane on Mass Effect 2, you can actually encourage him to talk to more squad mates and get to know people better. Instead of being in seclusion and meditating.
Yeah, and he really cherishes Shepard as a friend, and
because he even says that you were his first true friend, and that was really touching.
Yeah, and then
amazing.
He keeps messaging you, and then he says the first message he's like, I really hope we stay in contact, and the second one he's like, you haven't contacted me back yet, but I'm gonna send you this message anyway. I've tried to send it under a different name, so it can get to you, but it's not working. And then he goes, third message, he's like, I visited Earth with my son, and blah blah blah. And then when you first meet up with him too in Mass Effect 3, he's like, I've been trying to keep in contact with you, but I couldn't get through. And he's like really concerned, and Shepard's like, well, I'm sorry, I have bigger things to deal with. I'm like, dick,
Actually, I had told Thane that I was on lockdown. I couldn't get any of your messages, so he was like, "Oh, well, thank you, Shepard."
Yeah, that's what I said. But the way it was delivered was like,
yeah. I have a feeling like Jennifer Hale's voice acting
is always more edgy.
It's more edgy, but then Mark Meer is just more of a sympathetic person.
Yeah, that's why I love Mark Mears more. Even though his is kind of fun. But I remember when he said that in the first one, I was like, "Are you serious?" But when you romance Thane, I did that, and then he dies, of course.
Yeah.
But he just he loves you. You helped him get over his wife dying, his wife's death, and you romance him, and he ends up dying. When you guys end up making out in the hospital, it's so awkward. You're just like, and I did. It's so sad.
Yeah.
He's so sad. It's so sad. But you got any closing thoughts? We gotta round this out. We still gotta record the intro.
That's right, we do.
The intro's gonna be awesome. So you guys already have heard it by now. But it's gonna be awesome.
It's probably gonna.
It was an awesome intro, wasn't it, guys? Good.
It's probably gonna be better recording it and everything as opposed to actually listening through it.
See, that's what we say, and then it's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, like Mystery in his pad.
Mystery in his pad. This was pretty good, guys.
This was a great job.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright, but closing thoughts. I really don't have any, actually. I did have one, but I forgot. That's my closing thought.
My closing thought is, Mass Effect is fucking great.
Yeah.
If you guys have made it through this 2-hour podcast, you have not played Mass Effect, and we spoiled a shit ton of it for you.
Go play it anyways.
Go play it, honestly, and read the novels, the graphic novels, read the fan fiction.
That's actually another thing. I'm sorry to come back to Mass Effect.
Sorry.
I'm sorry to come back
You're
to
sorry. Whenever people say sorry now, I'm always like, you're sorry. You're sorry.
I'm sorry to come back to this, but...
Oh, that's all I hear when you say that.
I'm sorry about this.
And when they say sorry in the game, it's always all I'm hearing is, I'm so sorry. That's all I'm hearing, right? Like Shepard, I'm so sorry about Earth. That's all I hear. I'm like, oh. That is funny. Okay, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry. I can't.
I've been trying not to say it, but it's just I religiously apologize for everything. But
you mean you religiously apologize? Oh, wait. That's not a sorry. Okay.
But,
I almost said it again.
No problem. The fan fictions and the dedication to people and the characters is that I've actually started reading the Mass Effect fan fiction since you started reading it. You recommended I read one, so I read one, and then Caden had a completely different characterization than another one, and then Ashley had a different characterization from another, and all the characters are completely different. But that's because their characters are different from mine. And usually I would criticize this because I'm like, that's so out of character for Joel or Ellie from The Last of Us. But then reading Mass Effect, you're like, their characters are different from mine. So I just accept this. And this is just because there really is no canon character in Mass Effect. So
yeah, that's why. That's another thing that I just love about it. And there's another one you should read, Masses to Masses.
Masses to Masses.
Where this guy, he gets sucked into the game.
Yeah.
so he becomes part of the universe, and he ends up, it's like 2 years before the first one that he gets sucked into, and he ends up teaming up with Garrus at CSEC in his beginning, and he ends up joining Shepard eventually, then he ends up going to Omega with Garrus. I haven't gotten to that part.
Why can't this happen to us?
I know! The whole time I was like playing 2, I'm like, take me away, escape, like, it's just...
Take me away
into
this game.
It's so good. I need to find someone that spend the rest of my life with that loves Mass Effect as much as I do. That's
Imagine marrying
you just
somebody.
like paused and you're like,
I'm like,
holy shit!
I just need to I need to collect my thoughts and absorb all of this.
You need to collector those thoughts.
I need to collector it. I'm sorry about that pun.
It was kind of
I'm in a bit of a quarrel right now.
Aquarium.
Instead of quarrel.
I know. Okay, so, sorry.
It's no problem. But I'm just imagine dating somebody, and then just imagine going on a date, and you don't know much about them, you're learning about them, and then they're like, let's go back to my place, or you're like, okay, sweet, let's go back, and they have Mass Effect merchandise everywhere. And you're just like,
I'd stop and be like, we're not having sex right now.
You know, I'm going home.
We are talking about Mass Effect.
Just imagine, I would take pictures of the room, I'm so sorry, but this is the most amazing place I've ever been.
I'm so sorry right now.
I'm so sorry right now, but I just need to collect all my thoughts.
I'd probably, stop, put the person on the bed, and be like... Apologies again, guys, for the, another jump cut. I didn't realize it happened again. Audacity kept recording, but the microphone didn't pick it up, even for, the duration of the story that gets cut, that Dylan and I were talking about, where if I, went home with someone and they were just a diehard Mass Effect fan, what I would do. So that got cut, and I'm really sorry, because I'm really sorry, but I apologize for that. I don't know, I think it's the microphone. I guess I'm not going to be using that microphone anymore. I'm going to try to fix it somehow. But, I'm just recording this bit. Dylan's not here because it's the day after he was here, and I'm editing this right now. But, basically at the end was the end of the story. That's what was left, and then I gave out our Twitter handles, which is, Dylan's is @Geekman11, mine is @Mr. Patrick King, and you can also go and check out my friend Josh and I's site, which has, gaming news, tech news, coffee news. It has videos, shows like Playing with the Boys, where it's me and someone else, playing a game. My music videos, Dubbed Effect. It has a ton of stuff. Go check it out. It has film reviews. I've done 2 so far, Dallas Buyers Club and Out of the Furnace. And you can contact the Citadel Fleet at, go to thecitadelfleet.com, or at Twitter, @the Citadel Fleet. Facebook, facebook.com/the Citadel Fleet. Tumblr, I don't know how Tumblr works. I'm sorry, I'm kind of new to Tumblr. I think it's tumblr.com's the Citadel Fleet. I don't know. It will be linked somewhere. It'll be linked on the site. And Google Plus, I don't know how Google Plus works as well, so I'm sorry for that as well. But thank you guys for listening. It was a lengthy podcast, but please enjoy it, or I hope you enjoyed it and made it this far. And go fight them Reapers, guys. They're out there. You gotta stop them.